St. Patrick's Island is a beautiful park space in the middle of the Bow River. It's accessed on the south side by East Village and Fort Calgary, and on the north side its closest community is the community of Bridgeland.
In fact, if you look at the historic studies that we've looked at, it's some reason to believe that the island was originally part of Bridgeland, and that perhaps hundreds, if not 1,000 years ago, a major ice dam formed and the river cut the channel across the north side, turning it into an island when it was probably just floodplain once upon a time. So it makes it quite unique in that sense.
The public engagement process that CMLC embarked on in 2010 ended up reaching about 6,000 Calgarians who all came forward to express their dreams and ideas and hopes for the island. We heard just consistently through each of the events that Calgarians had a deep sort of sense of place and spirit about the island that they wanted to see maintained as new development occurs on the island.
The idea that Calgarians want the island to be wild is wonderful, but it should be more wild than it is. You may not know that once upon a time the island was actually 3 islands, and there was a breach where the water would come across every year. So there were beaches on the island, there were wetlands on the island, and there were more than one kind of wetland on the island. So the habitat that's there today is kind of, well, it's kind of slim compared to what should be there, and one of our important objectives is to put that back.
We want to bring it back to be a living part of the river. And so we want to restore certain of the systems that happen. We want to release life, and we want to repair areas that are in need of repair.
So the idea is to have a string of pearls where we have something to do, which could be just an outlook over the river, another thing to do, which might be a playground for kids, another thing to do, which might be getting onto the boardwalk and crossing the wetland, another thing to do, which might be a play pool where kids are waiting and playing.
In doing that, it's creating new places for people to inhabit, like beaches and little streamlets that you can explore. There also will be, playgrounds, picnic areas, an overlook area for educational purposes, a covered area, an area for small festivals that could be programmed that way near the zoo parking.
St. Patrick's Island also has the addition of the St. Patrick's Bridge. The bridge is envisioned as a skipping stone that goes across the Bow River, and you'll see that represented in the arches of the design of the bridge structure. The bridge also establishes a connection to the north side of the riverbank, which doesn't currently exist, so you'll be able to move from the south bank in East Village, touch down on the island, and across to the north side of Memorial Drive. Throughout 2012, the focus on St. Patrick's Island will be working with the landscape architectural firm in developing the detailed design for the island, which is a multi-phase process that involves conceptual and detailed design and approval processes to determine the specifics of what development will look like on St. Patrick's Island. So we're looking at probably 2013 before we actually see sort of those construction phases starting and realizing what that vision for the island will be.
To me, it's part of what makes their life whole, because it's a way to give them what people in other parts of the city can't get, which is to walk for 3 or 4 minutes and hear some birds, to be out and look at the sky through beautiful leaves, to lay down on a hill and just gaze back at downtown and sort of be out of the city. And maybe it's not the best word, but sort of an antidote to the city. If the city's a little frenetic and busy, and that's why people like it, at times we want to just kind of step back